This is Nick Nielsen, the man scientist of muscle, and what I've got for you today here is a follow-up to my original review of the NüoBells distributed by Finer Form. Now, one of the primary questions I got from my original review is how are these things holding up to regular wear and tear and use in a gym setting? Now, I can tell you right now, I don't drop dumbbells. That's just not how I train. I've never trained like that, even with solid hex dumbbells, pro style, whatever. I don't drop them on the floor. So if you're planning on dropping dumbbells on the floor, these are not going to be for you. However, if you're just using them regularly, for example, if you're finishing your set of dumbbell presses, you set them on your thighs, sit up, and then set them relatively gently on the ground. You don't have to be like eggshell gentle with them, but you do want to make sure you're setting them respectfully on the ground, so to speak. But what I'm going to do here to demonstrate how tough these things are is I'm actually going to press this overhead and drop it down straight to the ground and show you how these hold up. Just kidding, I'm not going to do that. That would be stupid, and that defeats the whole purpose of treating your equipment with respect. And that basically is what you need to do with these. Just like any other piece of equipment that has moving parts, that has engineering, like the NüoBells do, you don't have to be like kid glove gentle with it, but you do want to make sure you're treating the equipment with respect. So when you do that, these things are going to hold up great. The plastic bits here that basically this sets on to activate the mechanism, they've been holding up just fine. I've not had any issues with that, and I'm using these at the full 80 pounds quite a bit, and they slide in, and I've not had any cracking issues or any sort of breakage whatsoever. So they're holding up really good. What I'm going to do here now is give you a rundown of a quick chest workout, a giant set that I like to do using specifically these NüoBells because they're so versatile. I don't need 3 different sets of weights. I can just go boom, 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 one exercise to the next. Now this is going to use a package from NüoBell that they're actually offering right now, which is 3 of these things. They're NüoBells from Finer Form, I should say, not NüoBell. The stand and the foldable flat bench. Now, I've done a review of these before, and I've done a separate review of the foldable flat bench before. This is a nice little piece of equipment. Weighs maybe about 20 pounds. Very solid, actually, and that was one of the things that really made me happy to use this thing. Is it's very solidly built, and when you're using it, it folds flat very easily. You can see this one little knob right here. You pop that pin out, folds right down, pops right back. Very easy to use, and literally this thing is like 20 pounds, very light to use. Just about anybody can work with this. Now, perfect for a home gym setting. You've got the bench, you've got the adjustable dumbbells, and you've got the stand all together in a package deal. Now, again, what I'm going to do here is run through a chest workout, a giant set, using positions of flexion framework. If you're familiar with Steve Holman's positions of flexion training, it uses a mid-range movement, which most of the tension is about partway through the movement. So that's the dumbbell bench press. It's generally the heaviest movement, compound movement. Next, I'm going to go straight into a dumbbell fly. Using the NüoBells, I don't need to take much rest. I don't need to have 3 sets of weights here, or 5 sets or whatever. They're all self-contained right here. So I'm going to go press, fly, and then concentration flies, which you may not have seen this exercise before. It's a very simple one to do, very easy. You're going to lean over, holding the dumbbells just down at arm's length, bring them up and across one at a time. So you're getting that strong contraction in with the chest, which is what we're looking for in that third part of the positions of flexion workout. So again, this is not the normal way to do POF training. This is a giant set that covers all 3 of those exercises in one shot. So here's what that looks like. Alright, so that's the giant set. Now as you can see, it takes full advantage of the adjustability of these NüoBells. Literally all you need to do in between sets is twitch, 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 and you're setting it to a different level of resistance. So I went from 80 on the press to 40 pounds on the flies to 20 pounds on the concentration flies. Now this is a half, half, half. Basically that's what you're going to want to do with this one. Heavier exercise, moderate weight for the flies, and then a light weight for the concentration flies, because not only are you fatigued, but it's a pretty weak position for the chest to finish up in. So you can do this obviously without adjustable dumbbells, but it means you don't have to have an entire rack of dumbbells to do it. Bottom line, NüoBells, I've been using them for months now. They're holding up really, really good. I really like the adjustability of these, and not having to run back and forth and set up a whole mess of dumbbells here on the floor. I've got all the dumbbells I could ever want and need for it. Well, maybe heavier ones, but that's beside the point. But I've got a whole rack of dumbbells from 5 pounds all the way up to 125 pounds. But I find myself using these quite a bit because of the convenience of being able to adjust the weights so easily. In addition, a bit thicker handles, which I quite like. So NüoBells are holding up great. I have no complaints. And again, if you're training at home and you want a full setup, bells plus stand plus foldable flat bench, they have a package deal on this that you definitely want to take advantage of if you're interested in getting a really good basic home gym setup with plenty of resistance and something to use to lie down on as you're using that resistance. So again, these are the NüoBells from Finer Form.